Oh, hi everybody, a very yeah, good afternoon. Almost 3 p.m. by the watch. I'm Jashin Kapani. I'm the founder and CEO of Amdecon Design. We're in the business of designing and manufacturing home and office decor and interior solutions. And I'm the founder and the CEO of the setup. And my read is not related to anything about my work and stuff. It's actually related to prayers and to love. Being a Sunday, I normally go to a church which I have not been to today. And I've got this good set of lines before me, which are kind of reminding me of a chat I had with a Christian on relationships and stuff like that. And I want to share something on this because totally makes a lot of sense to me and stuff and all that. Okay, so it's about relationships. What is a relationship all about? So, relationship to master a relationship is all about you. The first step is to become aware that everyone has dreams of his or her own. And once you know this, you can be responsible for your half of the relationship which you have with you. And the other person is responsible for the relationship they have with themselves, which is them. So I think I shared this. I don't know. I just generally shared this a few days back. That was actually a realization that I had, and it's there in this book. So I guess the author and I kind of think similar. So if you know that you're responsible only for your half of the relationship, you can easily take care of your own half, and you don't have to control the other half. If we have respect enough for ourselves, we're going to respect the other person around, be it the mother, the father, the sister, or whatever. And I think I'd also shared this that let your parents and let those people be responsible for their own selves. And if we're going to respect them, we might as well kind of be in peace first with ourselves and in our own relationship with ourselves, so that there is no war at home. So, this is kind of contradictory because as children or as people, as adults, as the law of the world goes, a lot of people all across the world are taking care of their parents, they're taking care of their children and stuff. And everybody does that. I mean, yes, relationship messes happen, people fall apart. Some children are unfortunate, their parents don't live with them, the ones who live abroad, who are studying somewhere. The others have parents who don't live with them because they're living uh, a separate life of their own and stuff and all that. But the point is, are you responsible for anything and everything which happens in the lives of other people, or are you responsible first for yourself? So this book is a great read. I think I bought this in I think 2009 or something. It's an amazing book, and it's telling us that you know what, you have to first take care of your own self, and you have to be kind of not focusing on dependency on other people and stuff. So, what is it? I mean, what is love and what is fear? Okay. So, when you become aware of the fact that you have some dreams and you have some aspirations and goals and you want to go forward, that's being in love. That's being in love with your life, and that's having, something to do for yourself and stuff. And the quality of the communication and the choices that you make definitely kind of influences your. Life and the emotional scenario, whether it's going to be love or is it going to be fear. So if you catch yourself in the track of fear by just having the awareness that you're not kind of feeling love. I'm not talking about love as in love between individuals. I'm talking about love in general. I mean, caring for your friends, loving your parents, loving your sister, loving your brother, loving the dogs, loving your neighbors and stuff. And the author says this, that just by seeing where you are and by changing your attention, everything around you changes. And if you're aware of the fact that you're only responsible for your own happiness, you will find that the happiness which you have within you is a result of the love coming out of you and not of any external circumstances and stuff like that. And this is where you achieve the greatest mastery of love. Love yourself. And I think even in Christianity, I was having a chat with one of the persons from the embassy and a party and stuff, and they were telling me, and also in the church, that I mean, this is what Christianity also preaches: love for the world, love for people and stuff. And it kind of contradicts the roles that many people hold, in spite of the fact that they go pray in a church and stuff, and when they're coming back to their jobs and stuff, they're doing completely opposite of that, and their family is included, or whatever conditioning included, or whatever outlooks included. But I think with time, one does realize that it is not the mental conditioning which happens in places of worships and stuff. It's actually the conditioning which takes place at a very basic level. Either it's love or it's hate and stuff. Okay, so not making it very heavy, keeping it light. We can talk about this. We can talk about love. We can write 1,000 books. We in India and otherwise we have so many international authors who talked about love. What is love? So we can talk about love and write 1,000 books about it, but love will be completely different for each one of us because love is not a concept. Totally, love is not a concept. Love is expression. Love is action. Love is actually, I feel personally and professionally, love is action. Action which produces happiness because you won't want to see yourself suffering and in misery, and you won't want to see the other person kind of suffering and feeling misery as well. So, fear in action is a result of that causes suffering. Either you're causing suffering to your family, to your friends, to your country, to your people, to your children, to your dogs, or whatever. That's a result of the fact that you yourself are suffering. And the only way to master love is to practice love. You don't have to justify love. You don't need to explain your love. You don't need to forever be in this state of mind of being at war with yourself. But the point is, practice creates the master, and master creates love. Anything which is run out of love is warmly reciprocated, is greatly appreciated, and stuff. And I think I shared this many months back. People who are in war with themselves are consistently in war with the world and stuff. Okay, I mean, if you're sorted and if you kind of have respect and value for other people and stuff around you and stuff, you're going to be a warm and caring person. So whether it's online or offline, whether it's your work, off your work and stuff, I think the ideal approach is to kind of have a heart which is warm, have a heart which is caring, have a heart which understands that your responsibility is first only about your own responsibility, looking after yourself, taking care of yourself, handling yourself, managing yourself, and leaving the rest of it on the other person and stuff. Because what happens is you make people dependent on you. As I see so many people also that they're talking about mentoring their children, they're talking about mentoring at work and other things and all that. But the point is, there's no one logic, or there's no one way how a certain person is going to be, or certain family is going to be and stuff, because everybody thinks differently and stuff. But the core message here in this book, which belongs to my college days, I think, yeah, I think I got this book in 1993 or 1994. I remember reading it and stuff. It's actually a guideline on good relationships and stuff. And it's a really useful one because it's actually talking about happiness. And happiness is telling us that it doesn't have to be domestication, it doesn't have to be perfection, it doesn't have to be uh, you know, it doesn't have to be taking responsibility of other people. Take responsibility for yourself and how you're feeling, and everything else around would you go well for you and stuff. And the point is, you just need yourself first to be responsible for how you're feeling. And when you are setting the tone right for yourself, I think other people will also understand that. And somebody else's mess is not your problem. If somebody else is not behaving well, that's not your problem. You take care of yourself, you take charge of yourself, you take accountability of yourself. And I think I shared this before. I see so many people who are in control, they behave themselves and stuff, no matter how hard they're pushed, what kind of games are being played, online or offline and stuff, they don't lose it. So the job of a lot of people is to do this. They plan and they kind of come forward with their tactics online or offline to do this purposely. I've had it happen to me so many times because I've had people trying to kind of get reactions out of me, provoke me, and stuff. And then I've been told many times, I'm sharing how it is, that you don't react at all. And the point is, the downside of not reacting or not speaking your mind has also kind of led me into some trouble, which is a different story altogether. But the point is, it helps to kind of assert yourself, and a no means a no. You know what I mean? And if you if you're going to just give in to what misconduct and misbehave people do with you, it's going to continue happening. So make sure that you are sharper and smarter, and you set the tone and the record right, even if it means staying alone, even if it means walking away of a relationship, even if it means walking away of an office situation, even if it means ending a relationship with a sibling or relatives or whatever. Value yourself even more and stuff, because self help And self love is something which is going to take you really very forward. And as you grow, in spirituality, and as you grow in yourself as a person, you will see that a lot of people you kind of got along well with and stuff, you start understanding that they're not the right people for you. So focus on what you have rather than focusing on what you don't have. So when you're focusing on a lack, I don't have this and I don't have that, you don't feel complete. And when you're kind of focusing on your blessings and what you have, that's when you kind of feel, you feel that, okay, I mean, this is where I am right now, and this is the level up I can go up, and going down doesn't make sense if you've kind of been a person who's worked hard or worked smart on certain situations and stuff like that. So look after yourself. I'm so glad this book happened to me. I'd forgotten about it. It's been on my table, and luckily the color matches with the color I'm wearing. So that's a t-shirt which is the year of the rabbit or whatever. But the point is this, that take care of yourself and stuff, and avoid all these idiotic weirdo games which people play. Because when you're in a good relationship, it's not about games. It's actually about understanding. It's actually about caring. It's actually about being warm. It's actually about being there for each other. And I'm not talking about platonic love. I'm not talking about relationship love. I'm talking about love on the whole. I mean, when you go out, how you talk to people and express yourself, and you have a good relationship, definitely kind of reflects in the relationships and the quality of people you have in your own life. So work on yourself, take charge, take accountability. It's all about you, and this is not about therapy. This is not about counseling. This is not about how people are mentored about life and stuff like that. This is, on the whole, working on yourself and kind of making that change, because when you change, everything around you changes, okay? So, love and luck and take care. Have fun, have a blast, enjoy yourself. And self love and love is just not about mental health. It's actually, on the whole, it's also stuff what you eat, what you watch, what you drink. So, cheers to you on a lovely chai. It's what you kind of hang around with. It's what you feed yourself on. It's the quality of people you're with and stuff. And it's actually about focusing on positive stuff that makes you feel good rather than making you go the other way around, making you look at the world in a real shit spot and shit light and stuff. Okay, so love and luck and take care. Have fun and have a blast and enjoy yourself, and take care. And thank you for your messages. jkapani at gmail.com, justinkapani.im at gmail.com, and justinkapani at gmail.com. Those are my email addresses. And master yourself first, and try and make other people more independent right from the start than being dependent on you. Because like I said, let's say if you are not in a city, or if you're not living close to your family and your parents and your loved ones, what happens then? So think about it. Think about it. It's a situation, but it can happen at any point of time. I have so many friends whose parents are living alone, and they've made arrangements for their parents and stuff, because they want to look after their parents. So if you're not in a position to do that, I'm sure my friend who runs a salon knows what I'm talking about. So the point is, it works differently for other people and stuff. So one can always be empowered, and one can always learn from other people. And just as you would care for animals and dogs and stuff like that, consider people or relationships exactly like that. So you spread love and spread joy, and spread kindness, spread happiness, and that's going to multiply and come back to you. Because I remember reading this, and somebody sharing this, that life is an echo. It gives you back whatever you throw and whatever you think about, and karma is a great leveler. Rest press can change everything. Miracles can happen any day, any time. The change can happen, and destinies can change. Transformation can happen, and I mean, it's not what it was like 10 years back. I mean, I'm sure, everybody understands that by now. So love yourself, take care of yourself, respect yourself, and have lots and lots of cheerfulness and joy around you. Because it's easy to be around people who are happy than people who are kind of taken in by negative misery and sorrow and anger and frustration and blah blah blue blee blee. These are all terms and stuff like that. It's a state of mind that's most important. So mindset is everything. It's easy to kind of term how you're feeling and stuff like that. But the point is, they don't have to be those negative emotions at all times. They can always be positive ones as well. No matter how bad you feel, how down you feel. So you don't have to be stuck in that loop, or you don't have to be stuck in that emotion. You have to focus on way forward and finding a solution and coming out of it. Okay, so that's that. And emotions and feelings change every day. I mean, one day you feel getting up great, and the other day you don't feel that great, And I may be feeling good right now, but the moment I kind of look at a situation, or I have a bad conversation with someone, it may just affect me. So the point is, work on your own state of mind and stay in that zone of feeling good and feeling great, rather than environment and people affecting you. It should be the other way around. So love and luck, and take care and have fun, have a blast. And here we are with that lovely plant, man. I love it. The moment I sit on my table, it's there. Excuse me for that. That's the stuff from the sales. That's sales that have not happened so far. So take a look at this. So go out, venture out, enjoy nature, spend some time in the sun, and come back feeling rejuvenated and happy and stuff, and take charge about how you're feeling and stuff. So love and luck, and take care. Have fun. Cheers. Ciao. Bye bye.